invite the proprietor of the university, the Catholic Bishop of Enugu State, Most Reverend Dr. CBC Onaga, ably represented by Reverend Father Dr. Victor Eze,
incidentally,
the priest, for opening prayers.
Reverend Father Professor Dr. Christian Anike will now take the prayers. Please let us pray.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Eternal Creator, you have gathered us this morning in this beautiful place to celebrate, to share, and to witness your goodness amongst us. Here at Godfrey Okoye University, on this day, we welcome our Governor, Dr. Peter Ndubuisi. We welcome the Inspector General of Police. We welcome the various officers of the federal government, including the Attorney General of the Federation. We welcome local, national, and international people. And we welcome them here at the university because today we officially inaugurate a center for DNA studies and activities. To you be praised, Almighty God, for making this day possible. For all those who have come from far and near, we thank you for the good journey you have offered each person. Please, Father in heaven, lead them safely back home. For the students of this university, for the entire federation, for the teachers, for all those who nurture that science, technology, religion, society, and ethics can find a common ground. May this center be of service to all of us. Thank you for today. Thank you for blessing us. All these we give back to you because without you, we can do nothing. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
Thank you, Reverend Monsignor Professor Obiora Ike, for that opening prayers.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Ndubuisi. We welcome you and thank you very much for this presence here, where we are officially commissioning the Center for DNA, Forensics, and Criminal Investigation in Godfrey Okoye University main campus, Ugwamunike. Your Excellency, we are delighted that we have in our midst as well the Inspector General of Police, who is also here for this event. IGP Latunji Rilwan Disu, PSC. Please welcome. I take pleasure is also welcoming Latif Olasokomi Fagbemi, SAN, Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice. I welcome also the representative of Most Reverend Callisto Sonaga, the Bishop of Enugu Diocese. Very briefly, there's Mr. Adeola Oluwatosin Ajayi, Director General of the Department of State Services. We welcome you. The Speaker, Enugu State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Uche Ugu. Please welcome. The Reverend Father Professor Dr. Christian Aneke, Vice Chancellor of Godfrey Okoye University, I welcome you. May I also quickly and perfunctorily welcome the Pro-Chancellor and the Chairman of the Council, His Royal Majesty, Igwe Professor Christian Nwachukwu Okeke. I also welcome His Royal Majesty, Igwe Samuel Asado, the Chairman, Enugu Traditional Rulers Council, the Chairman, Board of Trustees, Professor Batokolo. Your Excellency, may I make a plea that the number of dignitaries here are overwhelming. Please permit me to stop so far so that after recognizing the students of this noble institution, the medical students, the laboratory students, the nurses, and everyone, may I welcome the members of Enugu State Executive Council through Professor Chidebere Onya, and indeed everybody here. Your Excellency, and thank you so much for this permit to be here, and we are going to proceed with our event to avoid time wastage. In the light of that, may I now invite the Vice Chancellor of this great institution, Vice Chancellor of Godfrey Okoye University, Reverend Father Professor Dr. Christian Aneke, to deliver his Vice Chancellor's address. Professor Aneke, you may now come forward to deliver the... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Professor Anieke, please.
The Executive Governor of Enugu State, Barrister Dr. Ndubuisi, I welcome you warmly to Godfrey Okoye University. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister for Justice, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Lateef Rusakumi Fagbemi, Senior Advocate, I welcome you warmly to our university. The Speaker of Enugu State House Assembly, Right Honorable Uche Ugu, I welcome you also. The Inspector General of Police of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, IGP Olatunji Ruwan Desu, I welcome you warmly to Godfrey Okoye University. The National Security Advisor ably represented, I also welcome you. The Chief Judge of Enugu State, His Lordship, Honorable Justice Ozemena, I welcome you. Let me, for want of time, stand on the already established protocol for this great gathering. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, on the 13th of October 2022, a young, handsome, smart-looking man mounted the podium of the Peter Mbalo Auditorium here in Godfrey Okoye University to deliver his manifesto for the 2023 general elections. The hall was filled to capacity with people from all walks of life, looking left and right with an unmistakable yet unspoken language of profound self-confidence and complete mastery of his subject matter. Dr. Peter Ndubuisi opened his golden box of plans, strategies, and promises designed to make the dreams of Enugu a reality if elected. It was a litany of well-articulated ideas wrapped in incandescently beautiful language. One point that no one in that hall could have missed was his emphasis, sounding almost like a poetic refrain, on dealing a fatal blow to the Bowifian grandeur-like forces of insecurity in Enugu State. Of course,
The skeptics and pessimists grinned. Doubting was sounded to them like a tortoise trying to win a race against Jamaica's Usain Bolt. The first decisive blow to insecurity and criminality was delivered against the obnoxious sit-at-home order, which had left in the Enugu cowering with their heads in the sand, much like Chinua Achebe's mute backcloths of waiting creepers, as hoodlums turned Mondays into a celebration of horrendous criminality and moral putrefaction. Little did we know that this was just the beginning of the governor's war against crime in Enugu. In a twinkle of an eye, white vehicles equipped with eagle-eyed cameras began springing up across Enugu State like mushrooms. As the governor explained, quote, if you look at our DRS vehicles, they all have AI-embedded cameras. This means that whether the policemen are driving or stationary, they know what is happening within a 2 to 3 meter radius because they have monitors in their vehicles. Our DRS men are armed with body cameras and are also viewing what they are doing to monitor their performance. That is why are also being monitored to ensure they do the right thing at all times. End of quotation. In addition, in every nook and cranny of Enugu State, surveillance cameras flashing intermittent red lights arrived with a clear message, Big Brother is watching you. As people wondered about the ultimate destination of the plethora of information streaming from these countless cameras, the governor of Enugu State stunned Nigerians and the world by establishing the famous Enugu State Command Center, strategically positioned facing the Lion Building. Like the perfect icing on a cake, the governor also procured drones to hunt kidnappers and criminals out of every crevice, hole, tunnel, and thicket in the forested spaces of Enugu. These drones, ladies and gentlemen, possessing night vision like ours, have left hoodlums scampering like hens, sighting a hovering hawk. As Tunde Olunsale wrote on the 2nd of June 2026, I quote, within his first 2 years in office, Mba had established a state-of-the-art security and surveillance hub in Enugu House, in Government House Enugu, which is the envy of many small African countries. It deploys an integrated network of AI-powered CCTV cameras across the state to monitor security infractions in real time and coordinate rapid responses. The coverage of the equipment, which includes high-powered drones, indeed oversees neighboring states to facilitate information sharing in crime prevention. Mba's decision to domicile the ICE complex in Government House enables him to play the role of a hands-on chief security officer in his state who can walk down from his office if need be to avail himself of goings on in his state relative to the welfare of the constituents and commuters through the boundaries of his state. The center, which is integrated with the monitoring systems of various security services operating in the state, can be accessed by dedicated emergency hotlines. Why the wholesale elimination of crime is impossible anywhere in the world, Governor Mba has ensured by his uncommon vision and willpower that Enugu State does not feature at the top of terrorized states in the country. And Akukwa Keba. Ladies and gentlemen, today our governor has taken the war against crime, WAC, to the highest level of modern warfare by partnering with DNA Learning Center Nigeria at Godfrey Okoye University to establish the Center for DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigations. With the establishment of this center, Enugu State, under the visionary leadership of Governor Peter Mba, has eased the work of security officers by deploying empirical science rather than conjecture and the irrefutable arguments rooted in reason rather than the illogicalities of mythical explanations in criminal investigations and delivery of justice. The lighter or perhaps more profound side of this narrative is that once fully approved by the relevant authorities, this center will also allow individuals to irrefutably establish paternity or maternity, settling family controversies conclusively. Beyond DNA forensic and criminal investigations, this center and its accompanying Science City will provide global scholars and students with opportunities to collaborate on research regarding forensics and DNA sequencing of plants, animals, and microbes. This will push the boundaries of human knowledge, fight diseases, and unlock the medicinal potentials of tropical flora and fauna. It is deeply gladdening that 98% of the scientists and staff who will be working in this center, subject to final approvals, are young Nigerian scholars under the age of 40. These individuals have resisted the temptation of the Japan syndrome, choosing instead to find fulfillment and meaning in their work right here, determined to contribute to the growth of Enugu State and our beloved nation. Given the exceptional quality of our personnel and sound ethical environment of this facility, I assure everyone here that there will be no room for mediocrity or unethical behavior. The center and all its partners are firmly committed to the highest ethical standards in research, data analysis, and reporting. What this center offers Nigeria, and indeed Africa, is a golden opportunity to take the lead in forensic research on tropical ecosystems while simplifying criminal investigations. Because forensic analysis can now be conducted locally without exporting samples outside the continent, we can finally take full ownership of our scientific discoveries. Furthermore, the Center for DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigations joins a long list of legacy projects CPRs headed by Governor Peter Mba, who has vowed to make our tomorrow palpable, desirable, and incredibly beautiful here and now. Godfrey Okoye University, which has opened its time-tested arms to host this facility, is proud to welcome all authorized security personnel, students, scholars, tourists, and visitors who wish to experience how environmental beauty can work shoulder to shoulder with hardcore science. With its two beautiful lakes and expansive green spaces, Godfrey Okoye University has become a sanctuary for academic excellence, offering a serene environment that is uniquely beneficial for unhindered intellectual pursuits and a welcome escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today to witness this epoch-making development in the history of DNA forensics and criminal investigations in our state and country. I extend my special thanks to the National Universities Commission for its continuous support of private universities, encouraging innovation, entrepreneurship, and the strengthening of our national academic landscape. I'm also profoundly grateful to the Inspector General of Police, the Director of DSS, and all regulatory agencies responsible for the necessary approvals for this center for recognizing the vital need for unity of purpose in our collective determination to work assiduously for peace and justice. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Your Excellency, Your Excellency, You cannot come to a university where professors abound and think that grammar will not be the portion. Thank you very much, Professor Christian Aneke, the Vice Chancellor of the university.
In the same vein, we welcome Professor George Ude for his address. Professor George Ude is the director of DNA Learning Center, Nigeria. Prof, you're welcome.
Your Excellencies, the Governor of Enugu State, and all the other officials that are here, I stand here with a lot of humility in my heart. Many of you don't know whom I am, and I wish to introduce myself. I was born in Etitiobela Gomana, in the Ziagu local government area. There's a teacher who rode on bicycle all through his teaching career, taught for 35 years. I went to school at a time when we couldn't afford sandals, and we treaded the sandy soil, and sometimes got beaten by jigger. I don't know if they call jigger. I won't tell a story, but I want to stand here as a symbol of the fact that anything is possible. Today, I live in the United States. I've been there for 32 years. But one thing that the Lord has done for me is that in 32 years, I have not forgotten my country. I have not forgotten my origin. I have come home almost every year, 3 times, 4 times in the past 20 years. Yes, we can clap for that because I want to celebrate the young people that are here. If you hear my story, you know that you are unstoppable. Everything is possible, but it starts in your mind first. Visions are born in our hearts. So I want to thank you, Your Excellency Pitamba. Many people are afraid to tackle difficult things, but that's not my governor. Yes, let's give him a round of applause. Everywhere in the world, people know that forensics science is a capital-intensive project. It's not just in the building of the house, it's also in personnel, it's in reagents, it's in security, it's in data management, data harvesting, databases. My governor is aware of all of that, and he still said yes. Let's clap for him again and clap for Enugu State. So thank you. Thank you. I extend my honor to someone I call my father, who is indeed a father. And that is His Royal Majesty Igwe Prof. Dr. Christian Nwachukwu Okeke, Eze Osofia I of Obunofia Nduno, Ancient Kingdom, the founding Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of Godfrey Okoye University. Your leadership, wisdom, and stewardship continue to anchor this university in excellence. I equally acknowledge the presence of all other traditional rulers. Now, what can I say about a man who has personified leadership and is the engine driving our progress, a steady hand and a visionary per excellence? Reverend Father Christian Anyeke. Yes, let's give him a round of applause. I know we are used to him, so we don't necessarily sometimes see the doors he's opening for young people in this country. So thank you, my VC. Today is not simply the commissioning of a building. Buildings are made of concrete, steel, glass, and bricks. What we commission today is an idea, a promise, and a future. This facility is a declaration that Africa can build institutions that meet global standards, that science can serve justice, that truth matters, and that young people in Nigeria deserve world-class scientific opportunities without leaving their homeland. The moment is a reunion of purpose. Godfrey Okoye University made a defining decision more than a decade ago by hosting the first international conference on biotechnology and national development in 2011. That conference planted seeds that grew into laboratories, partnerships, opportunities, and ultimately into the DNA Learning Center Nigeria, DNA Learning Center in Africa. Today, these seeds have matured into SEDFOSI, a center that starts as a testament to what a community of dreamers, scientists, educators, policymakers, and partners can build when they refuse to accept limitations. Permit me to share a truth that has guided much of my journey. Some of the most powerful DNA experiments I have ever witnessed did not happen inside a laboratory. They happen between people. They happen through mentorship. One such story is that of Michael Okoro, whom I met in 2011 in a classroom. His diligence and humility left an impression on me, and with my long-term collaborator, Dr. Dave Miklos from the United States, of the DNA Learning Center in New York, we chose to mentor Michael. Today, Michael is the deputy director and a foot soldier of our operations in Nigeria. Yes, let's give Mike a round of applause. His story is a reminder that talent is universal, but opportunity is not. And mentorship closes that gap. I must also acknowledge the extraordinary vision of Dr. Dave Miklos, because one man can make a difference. He fought to ensure that Nigeria received a DNA-LC license free of charge, waiving the $300,000 USD for us. His commitment to expanding DNA science across borders has made this work possible. I also recognize colleagues at Bowie State University, where I teach in the United States. They trusted me. They provided supplies, lab supplies, materials for me to come down here. They gave me students to travel with, some Americans, to come with me here to learn about our environment. So thank you, Bowie State. SEDFOSI exists because nations need more than infrastructure. They need capacity, people, expertise, and institutions capable of producing solutions. This center was envisioned not to be merely a laboratory, but a training ground, a research hub, and a talent factory. It's a mechanic workshop. Many of you know that we produce first-class students, many who are rich with theories and concepts, but who cannot apply scientific methods to solving humanity's problems. we saw an example with COVID. So this is a mechanic workshop. Let them learn and let them come here to be equipped with the necessary skills. That's why we exist. This center, therefore, has the future of forensic scientists, molecular biologists, geneticists, bioinformaticians, public health experts, and innovators who will solve our problems in the future. Law enforcement officers will gain access to modern forensic tools. Healthcare professionals will engage with genomic technologies that improve diagnosis and disease surveillance. Young people who never imagined themselves as scientists will discover science. The purpose of said forces is clear and foundational: to ensure criminal in Nigeria are guided by scientific truth, to support courts with reliable, defensible forensic findings, justice in evidence rather than uncertainty, to train law enforcement officers, forensic scientists, medical professionals, students, and early career researchers, to advance research in forensic genetics, genomics, and so on and so forth, to foster partnerships across government, academia, industry, and international institutions. This center stands as a scientific cornerstone for justice. But let us be clear, the credibility of any forensic institution rests not only on technology, but on integrity, governance, and ethical. Policy is committed to strict ethical frameworks, quality assurance protocols, and internationally recognized forensic standards. Our processes will be guided by transparency, accountability, and respect for human rights. Every result produced here must stand confidently before any court of law within Nigeria and beyond. As we look ahead, our vision is bold and long-term. We aim to expand St. Fosi into a fully accredited reference laboratory serving multiple states and regions, supporting national databases, strengthening postgraduate training and doctoral research, attracting international grants and collaborative projects, and serve as a policy advisory resource on forensic science, bioethics, and evidence-based justice. Our aspiration is to reposition Nigeria as a leader, not a follower, in forensic science and genomic innovation in Africa. But commissioning a center is easier than sustaining excellence. The ribbon cutting ceremony is not the destination. It is the beginning. I was talking to the CP of Police Forensics, Dr. Abo, and he told me that we need much more money than we can afford to run this center. I told him that I am aware. That's why I have not done it in the United States. We couldn't afford it there, but we can do it here. Because again, we have a governor that believes that it's time to move forward. I see St. Fosi becoming one of Africa's leading centers for forensic science, genomics, and molecular innovation. I see students from across the continent coming here to learn. I see groundbreaking research emerging from this facility. I see scientific evidence strengthening justice systems. I see public health sovereigns protecting communities. I see partnerships stretching from Enugu to New York, from Bowie State University to Abuja, from Nigeria to the world. Most importantly, I see a generation of young Africans who no longer believe that excellence belongs anywhere. With this said, I want to acknowledge a cream of people that made this possible. I want to acknowledge the role of Professor Chidebe Roya, the government lead monitoring personnel for this facility. Please give him a round of applause. I want to acknowledge Professor Christian Anyeke, GOUVC, the project supervisor. I acknowledge my humble self, the founding director of this center and the director of DNSC Nigeria. I want to acknowledge Mr. Ozrumba Afibo, the government project liaison. I haven't seen him, but I know he's here. I want to acknowledge Michael Okoro, the illustrious son of Nigeria, who was the project manager and coordinator. I want to acknowledge the architect who drew this building. Is she here? She can just step up. I want to tell you that Nigeria has talent. I went to church on a casual Sunday, sat at the back. After church, one young lady came and greeted me, and introduced herself. I said, "Who are you? Which school do you go to?" She said she has graduated and is an architect. I said, "Okay, I'm thinking of a building that I have not seen in Nigeria before. How do we make it happen?" And here is this building standing. Come and meet me. I want to really introduce you. This young lady went back and came up with a concept for me and Michael. And what you see standing here is the handwork of a young Nigerian who went to school in Nsukka.
Yes, sir.
Yes. University of Nigeria, Nsukka. So please, get your business card ready, distribute it, because you did a good job. Thank you so much. I want to acknowledge Mr. Walter Obika, project contractor John Paul Chukwuka, who was our contractor for the foundation and building the house, Engineer Michael Obika, project engineering team, Engineer Cornel Ogejiofor, Miracle Igwe, Achimela Fred Ogbonna, Afamefuna Gregory Ago, Dave Oyekazi, Mr. Chibike Okehi, Emeka Anene, Mr. Ozago Charles, Miss Miracle Aka, Godwin Ume, Tosin Duke, Eze Chisom Peace, and Mr. Kinsley Uche. These people were instrumental. Now, to the dignitaries that are here, we can't do much without licensing. If we are not licensed, we can't move forward. The governor has delivered. Godfrey Okoye has delivered. Me as a scientist, I have also delivered, though my work is ahead of me. But I'm imploring the IG of police to license us. Yes, let's give a round of applause. He's here by himself. To license us to go into action. The Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria should also license us. We have met standards, and where we didn't, we are ready to make sure that standards are met. I want to implore the Attorney General of the Federation to approve our CAC registration approval. I'm not worried about this thing. Things take time, and I know I have a government that will make this happen. Finally, we are launching today a fund, future scientific fundraising for scientists who are graduating from universities that have first class. We want to bring them to the mechanic workshop. They have learned a book. They have learned the theory. We want to give them the skills to solve humanities problem in the medical sciences, in agriculture, and environmental science. So please, it will cost us $600 about to train them, equip them with the necessary skills to do what they are supposed to do in the workforce, and also to go to their postgraduate programs. I've spoken for a long time, but I do appreciate you. You will not see me again. The next time you see me will be in my lab, sitting and doing the work. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Professor George Ude, Founding Director and Chairman, Board of Trustees. Thank you. A handshake with His Excellency. Thank you. Thank you. We shall now invite the proprietor of this university, the Catholic Bishop of Enugu Diocese, Most Reverend Dr. Callistus Onaga, who today is represented by Reverend Father Dr. Victor Eze, please come forward and deliver a very short address from the bishop. We will also plead that you eschew all the protocols so that we can move at a good speed. Thank you. Thank you. I know you will understand to make the protocols shorter. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. An address by His Lordship, Most Reverend Ernest Anezichukwu Obodo, on behalf of His Lordship, Reverend CVC Onaga, Bishop of Enugu, during this commissioning of the Center for DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigations at Godfrey Okoye University, Ugwomonike. Your Excellency, Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubi Simba, Governor, Enugu State, the Director General of SS, Mr. Ajayi, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Rilwan Disu, federal and state government officials, the Vice Chancellor, Very Reverend Father Professor Christian Anieke, members of the government and Senate, representatives of the DNA Learning Center, Nigeria, revered staff and students of Godfrey Okoye University, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege to be part of this historic commissioning of a state-of-the-art Center for DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigations at Godfrey Okoye University. Today, we gather with gratitude to God to celebrate a remarkable milestone in the history of our own university and a landmark achievement in the annals of Enugu State. Today's event makes a bold statement, affirming that Godfrey Okoye University continues to stand as a beacon of excellence and innovation in our nation. As we thank God for this ingenious contribution to scientific advancement, research, and national development, I invite us all to reflect briefly on a few important points that this occasion brings to mind. Number one, education as the bedrock of nation building. My dear brothers and sisters, we all agree that education is key to the development of any nation. It is a foundation upon which social progress, economic growth, scientific advancement, and morality are built. In his 1990 speech at Madison Park, Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change a nation. If this is true, then it is appropriate to assert that to destroy a nation, one does not necessarily need bombs or missiles. One only needs to undermine its educational system. Conversely, when a nation's education system flourishes, the nation experiences an all-round development. And that is why the old saying is true, that no nation can rise above the quality of its educational system. A society with a sound and effective educational system is a progressive society, while a society with a poor educational system is a retrogressive society. From the earlier civilizations, education is known as the engine that transforms raw human potential into skills, character, and wisdom needed to build societies. Indeed, history teaches us that a nation that underinvests in education condemns itself to dependence, but a nation that invests widely in education and formation of character reaps the abundant fruit of prosperity and sustainable development, securing for herself a place of relevance in the global community. This is why any achievement in science, technology, governance, healthcare, etc., has a strong foundation in the transformative power of education. This is also why the efforts of the governor of Enugu State, Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubuisimba, in the area of education, especially in establishing smart schools in Enugu State, has no comparison. Products of these schools will find Godfrey Okoye University a fertile ground to unleash the knowledge they acquired in their schools. Godfrey Okoye University has consistently distinguished herself in this regard. From her founding vision, which is rooted in academic excellence and moral formation, this university has continually pushed beyond conventional boundaries. She has moved from establishing science parks, research centers, and now this Center for DNA, Forensics, and Criminal Investigations. This is not the first time this university has led while others have hesitated. And I dare say it will not be the last. I sincerely thank the Vice Chancellor, Father Professor Christian Anieke, and the entire staff and management of this university for their commitment to the cause of forming not merely graduates, but nurturing minds, innovators, leaders, and above all, patriotic citizens who are equipped to confront the challenges of their age. Such achievements are possible because here in Godfrey Okoye University, education is understood as integral formation, the development of the whole human person. In an article I wrote for one of your journals entitled Godfrey Okoye University, The Making of a Catholic University, I argued that education is fundamentally a unity. This is because for any activity to qualify as education, it must focus on forming a unified personality who is not just good at passing exams, but one who is spiritually grounded, morally upright, and socially responsible. This has been a long teaching of the Church. In the last century, both the Second Vatican Council's Gravissimum Medicationis and Pope Paul VI's Populorum Progressio, an encyclical, emphasized the indispensable role of education in the integral development of the human person and advancement of society. In our own century, Pope Francis echoed this tradition in his 2023 January address. Drawing explicitly from the thought of Pope Paul VI, he affirmed that there can be no integral development without education. It is upon this vision of integral human formation that Godfrey Okoye University continues to build in forming future drivers of our nation's economy. The establishment of the DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigation Center is an eloquent testimony to the vision of Godfrey Okoye University. The shared responsibility of church and state. We owe immense gratitude to the Enugu State government and the DNA Learning Center Nigeria for collaborating with Godfrey Okoye University to bring to fruition the dream of establishing this center. Our celebration today is a concrete demonstration of the ideal church-state relationship, which is directed towards the common good of our people. The center we are commissioning reminds us that the task of this cannot be left to government alone. The church and the state are partners in building and securing the state. While the church forms conscience and promotes moral values, the state provides the structure for justice and security. This center unites the shared responsibilities of church and state in ensuring security and justice in our dear state. Through scientific research and forensic investigation, it will assist law enforcement agencies in the pursuit of truth and justice, help to protect innocent citizens, and contribute significantly to the vision of the Enugu state government of making Enugu the safest state in Nigeria. The church has always taught that the promotion of justice and protection of lives and property are essential means of self-guiding human dignity. Indeed, this forms an important part of mission of the church on earth. The church teaches in Gaudium et Spes, the document of the Vatican Council, that she seeks to cooperate with civil authorities in fostering those conditions that promote human flourishing and the common good. Consequently, the above collaboration of church and state in bringing about this center entails that every criminal brought to justice, every innocent citizen that is vindicated, every family given answers, and every life protected through a detailed and painstaking investigations carried out in this center is a victory for human dignity. Therefore, this center is much more than a laboratory for academic research. It stands in the service of truth, justice, and protection of God's people. It is a shining example of how faith-based institutions and government agencies can work together to build a more secure and prosperous society. I pray that this center may become a beacon of excellence and a source of hope for victims seeking justice. May it also be a lasting contribution to the peace, security, and progress of Enugu State and our nation. In conclusion, once more, I wish to commend the relentless effort of the Vice Chancellor, Father Christian Anieke. He has devoted his entire life, energy, and resources to building a lasting legacy for this great university. May God reward your sacrifices with good health and long life, so that you may witness the seeds you have sown blossom into mighty trees whose fruits will continue to benefit the church and the world. In the same spirit, I extend profound gratitude to the DNA Learning Center Nigeria and the government of Enugu State for their foresight and collaboration in bringing this project to fruition. At this critical moment in our nation's history, we need more of these visionary and fruitful partnerships to join hands in fighting the menace of corruption and ineptitude that continue to hinder our national development. By joining hands and pulling forces together and goodwill, we can build stronger institutions and lay foundation for a more just, secure, and prosperous Nigeria. It is my earnest prayer that this Center for DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigation will serve humanity with integrity, May it stand as a beacon of truth and worthy instrument of justice in our society that is ravaged by dishonesty and all sorts of corruption. May this center be a source of hope to the ordinary citizen, ensuring that truth prevails over falsehood and innocence is always established and justice is served without fear or favor. May Almighty God bless this center and all who will study, teach, or carry out research works and investigations within it. May He continue to bless Godfrey Okoye University and keep her steadfast on the path of excellence. May God bless Enugu State and grant her peace and progress. And may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you. The representative of His Lordship, Professor CVC Onaga. Your Excellency, thank you. Thank you. Your Excellency, yesterday he announced that number plates will no longer be covered and tinted glasses will no longer be tolerated. I therefore wish to request the innovative Inspector General of Police, the IGP Olatunji Rilwanu Disu, PSC, to take the stage and address us today on this momentous occasion where we are officially commissioning the Center for DNA, Forensics and Criminal Investigation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Inspector General of Police will now take his address.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Indubisi Umba, the Attorney General of the Federation, Minister of Justice, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Lateef Olusokanmi Fagbemi, San, Speaker, Enugu State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Uche Ugu, the National Security Advisor to the President of the Federal Republic. Can we change the microphone?
Thank you. Thank you.
The Catholic Bishop of Enugu Diocese and proprietor of Godfrey Okoye University, His Lordship Most Reverend C.V. Onaga, ably represented by the Vicar of the Priest, Very Reverend Father Dr. Victor Eze, the Chairman Board of Trustees, Professor Bato Okolo, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Council, His Royal Majesty Igwe Professor Christian Nwachukwu Okeke, the Vice Chancellor of Godfrey Okoye University, Reverend Father Professor Christian Aneke, Principal Officers, Reverend Members of Enugu State House of Assembly here with us, members of the State Executive Councils here today, Royal Fathers, senior officers of various security agencies, chairmen of various local government councils. Good afternoon, everyone. Before I continue, I found out who is Godfrey Okoye. I'm a policeman. It's my job to investigate. and I did that quickly. I was told Godfrey Okoye was the second Catholic bishop of Enugu. I hope I was right. And that he bought this piece of land around 1973 when they were dumping debts and even twins, so I heard. So that means that man must have been somebody with foresight. And today, this has been built on the land. So that means everybody coming into this space and getting succor will remember him and send a prayer to him. We have not been to heaven before, but that is enough to tell us that he's definitely in heaven with Almighty God. It is with immense pleasure and profound sense of optimism that I join His Excellency, distinguished guests, members of the academic community, our development partners, members of the security service, and good people of Enugu State, for the commissioning of the Center for DNA Forensic, Criminal Investigation, and Biotechnology, DFOSI. Today is much more than commissioning of a magnificent facility. It is the celebration of a vision, innovation, partnership, and purposeful leadership. It is a statement to what can be achieved when government, academia, and the scientific community work together to create institutions that advance knowledge, strengthen public institutions, and contribute meaningfully to national development. Permit me to sincerely congratulate the Executive Governor of Enugu State, His Excellency Dr. Peter Ndubisi Mba, for this bold vision and unwavering commitment to positioning Enugu State as hub for education, technology, healthcare, innovation, and sustainable development. This center is yet another demonstration of a leadership philosophy that recognizes that investment in knowledge is ultimately an investment in the future. I equally commend Godfrey Okoye University, the DNA Learning Center, and every institution and partner whose commitment, expertise, and collaboration have culminated into a successful establishment of this wonderful center. Their partnership exemplifies the power of collaboration in addressing national priorities through science and innovation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there is a saying that justice is only as strong as the evidence upon which it stands. In today's world, that evidence is increasingly provided by science and science only. Across the globe, policing has undergone a remarkable transformation. Criminal investigation no longer depends solely on eyewitnesses or confessional statements. They are increasingly anchored on forensic science, intelligence technology, and objective evidence capable of withstanding the highest standard of judicial scrutiny. This transformation is not merely desirable, it is indispensable. It is a must. The security challenges confronting our nation have become increasingly sophisticated, from terrorism, violent extremism, to kidnapping, homicide, armed robbery, cybercrime, and sexual offenses. Today's criminal enterprises use technology, mobility, and complexity. Consequently, law enforcement agencies must continue to strengthen their capacity to investigate crimes using the most reliable scientific methods available. This is where the forensic science comes in. It assumes its indispensable role. DNA analysis has revolutionized criminal investigations everywhere in the world. It enables police officers to identify criminals with remarkable accuracy. They exonerate innocent persons, establish family relationship, identify missing persons, support disaster victim identification, and provide objective evidence that strengthens the administration of justice. Science give evidence become one of the most trusted instruments in pursuit of justice because it neither exaggerates or conceals. Science will say it the way it is. It speaks without fear of favor. It simply reveals the truth. For the Nigerian police force, this represents the future of professional policing. As part of our own ongoing reform and modernization, we remain committed to building a police force that is intelligence-led. We continue to strengthen our investigation ability through improved training, strategic investment in forensic infrastructures. However, we also recognize that no security institution can achieve this transformation alone. Success in modern policing requires sustained collaboration among governments, universities, research institutions, medical professionals, forensic scientists, development partners, and law enforcement agencies. The challenges before us are big, and our response must be equally big. It is for this reason that today's commissioning is important to us as law enforcement agency and to the nation in general. The Center for DNA Forensic Criminal Investigations is not merely a state asset. It is strategic national resources. Your Excellency, this is a national property. Its impact will extend well beyond the boundaries of Enugu State. I'm sure you know, Your Excellency. For the Nigerian Police Force, this center represents enormous opportunities to strengthen investigations into homicide, kidnapping, terrorism, armed robbery, sexual offenses, human trafficking, missing persons, and other cases of great crimes. The center will equally provide opportunities for specialized trainings, scientific researches, professional development, and knowledge exchange that will continue to improve investigative standards across our police formations. Ladies and gentlemen, in every democratic society, public confidence in law enforcement is built upon professionalism, accountability, and fairness. Citizens are more likely to trust criminal justice system when investigations are transparent, impartial, and supportive of credible evidence. This center also sends important message to our young people. It demonstrates that science is not confined to laboratories or lecture halls only. Science saves lives. Science solves crimes. Science protects communities. Science strengthens institutions. The future of policing will increasingly depend not only on courage, but also on knowledge. Not only on commitment, but also on innovation. not only on experience, but also on technology and continuous learning, which this place provides for all of us. I commend the government of Enugu State for this demonstrating that investment in science, education, and research are simultaneously investment in security, justice, and national development. As we commission this center today, we are also commissioning new opportunities for collaboration, discovery, institution, and excellence. Permit me once again to congratulate you, sir, and the Godfrey Okoye University, the DNA Learning Center, their local and international partners, everyone whose vision and dedication have made this remarkable possible. May this center continue to produce groundbreaking researches, develop world-class forensic scientists, support the work of law enforcement agencies, improve healthcare deliveries, strengthen the administration of justice, and contribute greatly to the peace of our nation, security and prosperity of our nation. It is now my singular honor and privilege to join under distinguished guests at the time of the commissioning of this wonderful edifice, the Center for DNA Forensic, Criminal Investigation, and Biotechnology. Thank you for your kind attention. Professor George Ude requested that I license this place. Why will I license a place that already belongs to me? That is why I am here personally. And I did not come here alone. I'm here with the DIG in charge of the Southeast. I'm here with the AIG Medical. I'm here with the CP in charge of Forensic. I am here with the doctors in charge of our HMO, all our hospitals. I'm here with your own Commissioner of Police. The AIG of the zone is here to let you know we came here fully prepared for our own institution. God bless Enugu State. God bless Nigerian Police Force. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olatunji Rilwan Disu. We are grateful for your presence and your address. Thank you. We humbly invite the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Latif Bayemi's son, for his address. You're welcome.
Your Excellency, our indefatigable Governor, Barrister Dr. Peter Ndeboisi Mba. I didn't put SAN because I know you are not yet SSAN, but if you had remained in practice, you would have ended. The man who has zero tolerance for crime, the new IGP Rilwan Disu, the Speaker, Enugu State House of Assembly, and members of the State House of Assembly, the Honorable, the Chief Judge of Enugu State, representatives of the National Security Advisor and Director General of the State Service, Secretary to Enugu State Government, members of the Enugu State Executive Council, using the Honorable Attorney General as a point of contact, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, traditional rulers, members of security agencies, my lords, spiritual, chairman, members, board of trustees, the pro-chancellor and vice-chancellor of this great university, members of the council, principal officers, regulators, international partners, local government chairmen and councillors, the very good people of Enugu State, members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I join His Excellency the Governor of Enugu State, the Vice Chancellor and Principal Officers of Godfrey Okoye University, the Founding Director and Chair of the Board of Trustees of the DNA Learning Center, Nigeria, members of scientific community and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for this historic of Center for DNA and Innovation. Today marks far more than the opening of a laboratory. Rather, it represents a significant milestone in Nigeria's pursuit of science, technology, and innovation-driven development. It is a bold statement that Nigeria is prepared to deploy cut-edge scientific tools to advance justice, security, public health, and national development. I commend the Governor of Enugu State, Barrister Dr. Mba, under his leadership for its foresight and commitment to advancing the critical scientific infrastructure. I also acknowledge the visionary partnership with Godfrey Okoye University and the DNA Learning Center, whose collaboration has made this landmark achievement possible. The establishment of this center demonstrates that what can be achieved when government, academia, and the private sector work together towards a common national objective. The significance of this center cannot be overemphasized. Across the world, DNA and forensic laboratories have become indispensable tools for modern governance. These facilities are critical pillars of criminal justice systems, national security frameworks, public health institutions, and scientific research establishments. Nations that have successfully reduced crime, improved criminal investigations, enhanced border security, and strengthened public confidence in their justice system have done so by embracing science-driven approaches to law enforcement and governance. Scientific evidence has become the gold standard for determining facts, identifying perpetrators, exonerating the innocent, and ensuring that justice is rooted in objective truth rather than speculation. The establishment of this center, therefore, places Enugu State and Nigeria on the path of advanced jurisdictions that have integrated forensic science into the core of their security and justice architecture. This facility will significantly strengthen Nigeria's forensic scientific capacity. It will equip law enforcement agencies with modern tools for criminal investigations, provide prosecutors with credible scientific evidence, assist the court in reaching just outcomes, and improve the overall administration of criminal justice. It will also strengthen medical laboratory science services through molecular diagnosis, biomedical research, disease surveillance, and related scientific applications. Beyond its immediate functions, this center will contribute to national security in profound ways. DNA technology has become an essential tool for combating violent crime, terrorism, kidnapping, human trafficking, social offenses, organized criminal networks, and other emerging security threats. In an area when criminal enterprises are becoming increasingly sophisticated, security agencies must be equipped with equally sophisticated investigative capabilities. This is why today's commissioning aligns perfectly with the vision and mission priorities of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. From the outset of this administration, Mr. President has emphasized that security remains the foundation for economic growth, investment, social stability, and national prosperity. The President understands that securing Nigeria requires more than manpower. It requires technology, innovation, intelligence, scientific capability, and modern infrastructure. The commissioning of this center, therefore, is not merely an achievement for Enugu State. It is a contribution to the federal government's national security objective. Every DNA profile generated, every criminal case scientifically resolved, every innocent person exonerated, and every offender successfully identified through forensic evidence directly contributes to the safer, more secure Nigeria that President Tinubu envisions. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today's event also demonstrates the practical impact of fiscal reform undertaken by the federal government. Through bold economic measures and the restructuring of public finances, this administration has significantly increased the revenues available to subnational governments. But giving subnational government money and subnational government using it wisely is altogether another thing. States now receive substantially higher allocations than they did a few years ago. As a result, many have asked what state governments are doing with these increased resources. With these and other infrastructural developments I have seen in this town, Governor Peter Mba is providing answers. This center stands as a visible and tangible example of what can be achieved when increased public revenues are invested in strategic infrastructure that benefits the society. It demonstrates that when resources are prudently managed and directed towards innovations, the dividends are felt not only by the present generation, but also by generations yet unborn. This project is therefore a testament to both the vision of the government of Enugu State under the able leadership of Governor Mba and the broader fiscal reforms of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, which have empowered states with greater resources to pursue transformative projects aligned with their developmental priorities. It is equally important to note that discussions around the creation of state police have gained increasing momentum across the country. As we speak, the Senate is sitting considering an amendment of the Constitution to create a window for the establishment of state policing. While opinions may differ on the modalities, one point is beyond dispute. Modern policing cannot succeed without modern forensic and investigative infrastructure. Whether policing is undertaken at the federal, state, or local government level, effective law enforcement requires scientific support system. State police, when established, will only thrive where facilities such as this exist to support intelligence gathering, criminal investigations, evidence preservation, offender identification, and prosecution. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, policing in the 21st century cannot rely solely on confession. The IG stole my paper. Eyewitness accounts or traditional investigative methods. It must increasingly rely on forensic science, digital evidence, biometrics, DNA analysis, and other technological tools. Facilities like this center provide the foundation for building such a modern policing framework. IG, we're on the same page. The importance of protecting and sustaining investments such as these cannot be overemphasized. We have learned painful lessons in the past. Many will recall the destruction of the Lagos State DNA and Forensic Center during the unfortunate disturbances that accompanied the NSAS protests in 2020. That facility, which was widely regarded as one of the most advanced forensic laboratories in West Africa, suffered extensive damage, resulting in the loss of critical infrastructure and disruption of valuable forensic work. The destruction of that facility was not merely an attack on a building. It was a setback for science, justice, security, and national development. So I thank Enugu State government for coming to our rescue. It reminded us that scientific institutions require not only investment, but also protection, maintenance, and collective ownership by the communities they serve. In this case, the community is the entire Nigeria. As we commission this center today, we must therefore commit ourselves to safeguarding this national asset and ensuring that it continues to serve the people for decades to come. I have no doubt that this center will become a center of excellence, not only for Enugu State, not only for Nigeria, not only for West Africa, but in the entire African region. It will foster research, training the next generation of forensic scientists, support law enforcement agencies, strengthen public health system, and contribute meaningfully to advancing science and technology in our dear country. In closing, I once again warmly congratulate His Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State, the government and very good people of Enugu State, Godfrey Okoye University, the DNA Learning Center, Nigeria, and all those whose vision, dedication, and hard work made this remarkable achievement possible. May this center stand as a beacon of innovation, a symbol of progress, a pillar of justice, and a powerful instrument for securing our dear nation. It is therefore my singular honor and privilege to join in the commissioning of this center and join in the commission of this DNA forensic and criminal investigation. I want to thank you, and I say that may God bless Enugu State, may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The Attorney General, we are grateful that you made it to Enugu State. Lateef Olasukomi Fagbemi, SAN.
Check.
Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice.
Check.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, may I take a moment away to welcome the former governor of Imo State, a man of God. His Excellency, distinguished Senator Rochas Okorocha, my people, my people. My governor, my governor. Welcome, sir. Thank you for coming. Your Excellency, the governor of Enugu State, ladies and gentlemen, it is now for us to listen to the innovative governor, the man of the moment, the man who has demonstrated that leadership can change a whole lot about a lot of people. Your Excellency, Dr. Peter Ndubisi Mba, the governor of Enugu State. Anukenyi, you may now take. Thank you.
Thank you. Bring that mic. Thank you. Thank you very much. The Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Lateef Fagbemi, SAN. The former governor of Imo State, His Excellency Owele Rochas Okorocha, my people, my people. The Speaker, Enugu State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Uche Ugu, the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Rewan Disu, the National Security Advisor, represented by Ajibola Oluwaseyi, the Chief Judge of Enugu State, His Lordship Justice A.R. Ozemene, former member of the former House of Representatives, Right Honorable Chijioke Edoga, Your Excellencies, former Deputy Governors of Enugu State, here with us, the Catholic Bishop of Enugu Diocese and proprietor of Godfrey Okoye University, His Lordship Most Reverend CVC Onaga, ably represented by the Vicar for Priest, Very Reverend Father Dr. Victor Eze, the Chairman, Board of Trustees, Godfrey Okoye University, Professor Bato Okolo, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Council, His Royal Majesty, Professor Christian Nwachukwu Okeke, the Vice-Chancellor of Godfrey Okoye University, Reverend Father Professor Christian Anieke, the man of the moment. Principal officers and members of Enugu State House of Assembly here with us, the Secretary to the State Government, and other members of the Enugu State Executive Council, the Chairman of the Traditional Rulers Council, and other revered royal fathers that are here with us today, senior officers of various security agencies here present, chairmen of various local government areas that are here with us, the Chief Judge Emeritus Justice P.N.A. Mehelu, priests and religious here with us, principal officers of Godfrey Okoye University. And how can I forget the main person and the main reason we're here today? The founding director of the DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigation Center, Professor George Ude, deans and heads of departments here with us, other academic and administrative staff, heads of boards, institutions, agencies, and parastatals, captains of industry, top government functionaries, distinguished guests, great Nigerian students from the College of Medicine, Godfrey Okoye University, members of press, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by warmly welcoming everyone to the inauguration of the Center for DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigations, a landmark facility born out of a strategic tripartite partnership with the Godfrey Okoye University and the DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigation. I am particularly honored to welcome the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and the Inspector General of Police, the other heads of security agencies that are here represented. I warmly welcome you to the historic city of Enugu, one of Nigeria's most cosmopolitan cities. I dare also challenge the IGP that except, I think we're only second to Lagos when it comes to cosmopolitan. Here is indeed the melting pot of all ethnic groups. So I want to welcome you to this great city. Today's event speaks to the kind of future we seek to build here in Enugu. But let us pause for a moment and think about the kind of world most people want to wake up in each morning. Whether you live in Enugu, Lagos, Kano, or anywhere else in Nigeria, the hopes are remarkably similar. People want to feel safe. They want to know that their children can go to school and return home safely. They want to be able to go about their work, provide for their families, and plan for the future with confidence. A young person wants to believe that there is a place for them in the world. a business owner wants the confidence to invest and grow. A parent wants to know that hard work and sacrifice will create a better future for their children. Simply put, communities want to live in peace, pursue their ambitions, and build prosperous lives with dignity. And that, at its heart, is what tomorrow is here, has always been about. It is about creating the conditions in which people can flourish. It is about building a society where opportunity is within reach, where talent has room to grow, and where individuals and families can look ahead with confidence rather than uncertainty. From the day we came into office, we identified security as the biggest elephant in the room. We had made commitments through the Citizens' Charter, a commitment to eradicate poverty, a commitment to make Enugu the preferred destination for living, working, and investing, a commitment to grow our economy to a level we could sustainably fund the future we wanted to build. But we know, and we knew then, that none of those ambitions would be possible without security. We have all seen the consequences: the sit-at-home orders, the disruption of education, shuttered businesses, damaged livelihoods, outbreaks of street violence, and savage attacks in our rural communities, all held back economic activities across the state. Too many people had come to accept those disruptions as normal. We refuse to accept that. Security is not one item on a government's agenda. It is the foundation upon which everything else rests. Every school we build, every business we attract, every investment we make, every opportunity we create depends on people feeling safe and protected. That is why, from the beginning, we resolved to make this state the safest state in the country and to take security seriously. Not as a temporary intervention, but as a permanent responsibility of government. And while we have made significant progress, reducing violent crime by more than 90%, we know that our work is not done. It only takes a handful of criminals to threaten the peace and stability that millions of decent, hard-working citizens depend on. That is why we continue to invest, continue to innovate, and continue to strengthen the systems that keep our people safe. That brings us to why we are here today. This center represents one of the most important investments we have made in our security architecture. It strengthens our ability to investigate crime, track criminals, support the work of law enforcement, and ensure that those who threaten the peace of our communities have fewer and fewer places to hide. But it represents something else as well. It represents the kind of thinking that is shaping the future of Enugu. a willingness to embrace technology, to embrace science, to embrace innovation, to build capability rather than wait for it. For too long, many people assumed that facilities of this standard would exist somewhere else, in Lagos, in Abuja, in Europe, or even in the United States. Today, it exists here. And that is important because this is not simply about a laboratory. It is about a mindset. The same mindset that is transforming education, agriculture, healthcare, infrastructure, and the digital economy. It is the belief that the future does not belong only to those with the biggest head starts. It belongs to those willing to take a quantum leap into future-based thinking. That is what this center represents for Enugu. We're no longer waiting for that future to arrive. We're shaping it. It is fitting at this point to pay a special tribute to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. A lot of the remarkable initiatives and achievements recorded here in Enugu State stem from the broad reforms and policies of the Renewed Hope agenda. These reforms have allowed more funds to flow to states, enabling us to develop infrastructure at scale, including strengthening our security systems. Through his recent transmission of the State Police Bill to the National Assembly, Mr. President boldly demonstrates his support for devolution of policing responsibilities to states, and a clear appreciation of the realities of modern security management. This approach recognizes a simple but profound truth. Security is often most effective when those closest to the people are empowered to play greater role in safeguarding them. Our debt of gratitude to Mr. President can never fully be expressed. This center arrives at a most opportune time. So, to the criminals, I say this: every crime scene leaves a trace, and we can now track that trace and use it in evidence against you. For too long, many crimes have gone unresolved because the tools did not exist to capture and prosecute you. Now they do. If you intend to harm our people, if you intend to prey on our children, you intend to threaten our communities, understand that the state now possesses capability that did not exist previously. This center changes what is possible. It strengthens our ability to follow the evidence, identify those responsible, and support the work of the law enforcement agencies with world-class forensic science. So, let there be no misunderstanding about the message we are sending here today. Enugu is open to investors. Enugu is open to innovators. Enugu is open to people who want to build, create, and contribute to our economy. But for those who seek to undermine the peace and security of our people, the message is simple. You can run, but you can't hide. This is not just about the science, it is about the people. The mother whose child has been assaulted, the family searching for answers, the victim waiting for justice, the innocent person seeking to be cleared. It is about giving investigators the tools they need to establish the facts, follow the evidence, and uncover the truth. The point is not just technology. The point is that truth matters, and the IGP has also alluded to that. And citizens deserve institutions capable of finding it. And this is not just about Enugu, and I think the IGP has already taken ownership, and I cede to that. This facility may be located here, but its significance extends far beyond our borders. It is our contribution to the quest for a justice system that is guided not by conjecture, but by evidence, not by suspicion, but by science. Given the cutting-edge technology and top-notch expertise deployed here, we urge our security agencies and lawyers to see this center as a trusted partner in forensic analysis, criminal investigation, and scientific inquiry. We want investigators to train here. We want scientists, researchers, and students to learn here. We want institutions across the country to see here as a resource that can strengthen the work they are already doing. This center is part of a growing ecosystem of knowledge, science, and capability. And while Enugu may be the proud host, we do not see it as ours alone. It belongs to the country. We see it as a place where partnerships can be formed, expertise can be developed, and new generations of professionals can acquire the skills needed to serve our country better. So our message today is a simple one. Come and use it. Come and learn from it. Come and help us build it further. Let it serve us all. Let it serve all of us. If Enugu becomes safer while Nigeria remains unsafe, then none of us have fully succeeded. This center tells a bigger story for us all. It is a story about what becomes possible when government, education, law enforcement, and technology come together around a shared purpose. But the inauguration of this center also imposes new responsibility on all of us. Our society has long been accustomed to rushing to crime scenes, crowding investigation sites and unwittingly contaminating evidence. When crimes occur, keep a safe distance, promptly alert the authorities, and allow trained professionals to carry out their work. Every footprint, fingerprint, strand of hair, blood sample, or biological trace may contain crucial evidence. Once contaminated, such evidence may be lost forever. As a government, we firmly believe that development in the 21st century must be driven by knowledge, innovation, and technology. To our partners, the Godfrey Okoye University and the DNA Learning Center of Nigeria, our vision to create an ecosystem of learning institutions that are not isolated from the challenges of society. It's coming together, and we can all see all that coming together, what strategic partnership can bring when partners are driven by a common purpose. I want to also take this opportunity to commend the Vice Chancellor, also the director, the founding director of this center, Professor George Ude, for nurturing an environment that is wholly conducive, and for imbuing this institution with a profile that belies its years of existence. I want to commend in particular Professor George and his dexterity, and he has also indeed acknowledged a number of people in his team. I think Mike Okoro, the deputy director of the center, and a list of you that George has mentioned. I want to adopt that acknowledgement that George had already made here. I want to thank you all for the great work you've done and for bringing this center to life. I also wish to express my profound appreciation to the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation, the Inspector General of Police, and other senior security agencies, heads of security agencies that are here with us today. Beyond the honor your presence confers on us, your presence also validates the importance of this strategic center. It signals a shared national commitment to strengthening the institution that underpin justice, security, and the rule of law. We are encouraged by the firm demonstration of support, and I think that the Vice Chancellor, who had asked me earlier before today, are we going to get this place licensed? Let me tell you what the IGP whispered to me, and I think he even disclosed it. Why do I need to bother licensing what I own? So you can see that that seal of validation has already been stamped on this center. While it is important to make crime unattractive, it is equally important to make the opportunity of success more attractive. We must create a society where young people can see a clear path to opportunity, to meaningful work, to enterprise, to fulfillment to their full potential. That is why we have invested so much, so heavily in education. Sometimes we're accused of being insane, but I think we're doing it for the right reason. That is why we're building the infrastructure that allows communities to flourish, and why we continue to invest in the systems that support growth, innovation, and prosperity. This center is just one expression of that thinking. It is a story about ambition, about a state preparing for the future rather than waiting for the future to decide its fate. And it is another sign that Enugu is increasingly being recognized, not simply for what it hopes to become, but for what it has already started building. Distinguished guests, Your Excellencies, today we celebrate a remarkable achievement, but we also celebrate something deeper: the confidence to think bigger, the courage to build for the future, and the belief that Enugu can help lead the way. This center is not the destination. It is another step on the journey. It is another sign of what becomes possible when we refuse to accept limitations, when we invest in our people, when we are preparing today for the world we want to inhabit tomorrow. That is the work before us. That is the future we are building. And that is why in Enugu, tomorrow is.
Thank you.
It is therefore my honor and privilege to invite our distinguished guests.
Please, cannot enter, and therefore, I say, very persons we have the honor to enter. Please, Your Excellency will be accompanied by the Attorney General as well as the AGF, the Speaker. Of course, the IGP will be leading very important police officers into the place. Not all persons are to enter. The place is not as spacious as to contain all and sundry. We need to control it. Thank you. Please, may I give the microphone over? The microphone.
Thank you. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, it is indeed my honor and privilege to commission and cut this ribbon for the Center of DNA Forensics and Criminal Investigation, for the use of humanity and mankind in general, for the benefit of the people of Enugu and indeed the entire nation and Africa in general, and to the glory of God.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Please, not all persons will enter. The security people will help us to curtail the number of persons entering. Others can now go back and take their seats. Others, please, get back to where you are to take your seats. Thank you. Thank you.
Please, all distinguished guests, all staff, you go to the auditorium for your lunch. Please go to the auditorium for your lunch. All distinguished guests. Please go to the auditorium for your lunch. All staff and distinguished guests.
Thank you. No more entry. No more entry.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
ndị ya ma ọjị n'ike. Ugwu Omunike Town Development Union, please get ready. Ugwu Omunike, Ugwu Omu Town Development Union, the host community, please get ready. Eh? Thank you. Also, Walona. You can watch on the screen and see what is happening there. The screen provides a vivid explanation of what is going on right inside the edifice. CED for C. Thank you.